Welcome to this unique Sales Professionals training video. This video will show you how easy it is to use the system to train and assess your sales staff, and in fact train and assess any staff. To access the administrator part of the system, you will click Account and click Client Account. This brings you to your client dashboard that shows you your top people, the top modules, and the average passing scores. What I'd like to look at now is training modules, and in fact give you a sample of the very first module. Click on all modules, clicking category Sales Training Module 1 will allow us to access the sales training modules, and as you can see in here there are a number of modules. Clicking Start Test allows us to enter the first test, and as you can see in Sales Training Module 1, what challenges do people face? You click Start Test Now, you open up the training film slide, which is the beginning of the sales training journey. A short video can be watched by clicking the button here, and whilst that's loading you can see there's a next button here beyond the film.
Me telling you that all businesses rely on sales, and without sales no business can function. You'd all agree with that. Unfortunately, most people don't really understand what selling is, and what we're going to do today is look at the psychology of selling and why telling isn't selling. Now, I will tell you now that I will be challenging some of your beliefs of what selling is fundamentally, and you may think, I'm not sure if I 100% agree with what he's saying. However, bear with me, because this works, this gives results. You will get results. The clients and delegates that have sat through my training before and have bought into it and have really had the guts to go for it have increased their results by over 300%. Now, would that benefit you in your roles? Would you all like to get 300% more closes, 300% more deals? Does this sound impossible? There's a section that looks like this, and in that section you've got two elements. You've got course objectives, and then you've got your personal objectives. So in the course objectives I want to ask you some questions. Are you any good at selling? What does selling mean to you? What experience have you had? What are the same for all salespeople, irrespective of ability or roles or experience? What do people buy? What do they pay with? And how good a seller do you want to be? So have a think about that, and then spend a couple of minutes making some notes of just saying, this is what I want to get out today. Because one of the things I'm going to be asking you is, what difficulties do you have as a salesperson? What makes it hard? And in fact, actually, why don't we just look at that now? And then you can write your objectives. So, what do you want to get out of today? This is a training environment, so it's a closed environment. It's okay to have a problem. It's okay not to be brilliant. You're here to maybe find something out about yourself, maybe find out something about how you sell. So, with a magic wand, I'm going to turn you all into Hogwarts students. We're going to have, if you had a magic wand, you could have a sales spell, what situation would you want to improve with your wand? You can do either. What would you prefer to do? Then please put your hand up. Hang on. Hannah, yes. There you go. Is that better? Does that make you feel happier?
Yeah.
Good.
I think dealing with difficult customers, as in people that don't give you anything.
What do you mean by that?
Well, people that can't speak, don't really have a personality at all, so it's quite difficult to sell, especially stuff.
Are you saying quiet ones? Not closed?
Yeah, closed, I guess, yeah. Sometimes I see some else.
Okay. Okay. What else? Hang on. Terry, yes.
I would say I think everyone's in exactly the same situation as well. But I think being sat in front of the computer 9 hours a day can really kind of, I don't know, get your momentum. And I think that's really big issue for some people. And just being in an environment where you're always energetic, that's
Stay motivated.
so I think that's massive.
Okay. Jamie, yes. Okay. Closing quickly. Well, we're going to look at closing. I'm going to make closing so easy. It will completely change your life.
Yeah, because we have a lot of friends who are really on the website, so just don't want to speak to you.
So how do they stop you?
So leave with the correct voice.
Good. So getting through. Good. Anything else? Okay. Finding out what's really happening. Okay, that's quite good stuff to go on with. So, if I could help you with difficult customers that don't communicate well, so you can engage with them more, if I could help you stay motivated during the day so that you're full of vim and vigour, if I could help you improve your closing ratios, get you to close quicker, get you to get to the key point, if I could help you to get more people to call you back or answer you or engage with you at all, if I can help you find out what's really going on with customers so you can get to the real objections and everything else, would that have been a good day's of training?
So with that film watched, you click on the next button, takes you into the sales test. Now as you'll see here, this particular screen has pre-selected sales with a score for this question 2. This is because this is the administrator screen. The trainee screen would not have the click radio button ticked, and that section in green wouldn't be showing. When the trainee gets to this screen, they will have the question above, followed by read instructions here with a hover button, which warns the trainee that there are more than one correct answer and that some of them will have negative scores. In this instance, the correct answer is sales. If they believed that all businesses are reliant on products, they would score nothing. We'll go through to the next question. There's only 2 in this particular module. And you'll see that what sort of challenges do salespeople often face. Now, this is a multiple answer question. So each question along here will have scores. And in this instance, every question scores 2. Why this is tricky is that if the person who watched the video didn't take a note of those answers, they'll see they might answer with that. If they answered with only 3 out of 5, they would end up failing this test, meaning they'd have to watch the video again before they can move on to the next. You can't move on to the next module until you've passed the first one. We'll answer all of the correct ones, click next and move on. And you'll see that, congratulations, we've completed this test with 100%. In order to move on, you click next section. You could retake the test, but if you haven't passed, you wouldn't have that option to move on. If we click on to the next test, which is what is selling, it starts to get trickier. 6 questions here, and we'll just start this test now. As you can see, there's an additional film. This film is 4 minutes 37. But there are 6 questions, so the trainee will have to pay attention. Click on play, and we'll let the film run, because this will show you an additional feature of the program.
So if you're an alien, you're coming down to Earth, and you said, right, I want you to explain selling, You might say there's a seller and there's a buyer. There's the it, and the seller passes the it to the buyer in return for consideration. And consideration normally means the money. Now, what is it? Product, what else can it be? Okay, goods, product, service, what else? Anything they need, yeah, want. Okay, so that's what most people think selling is. And that's probably true from a very surface level. But everything I do today is going under the surface. In a way, you're buying ideas and concepts today, aren't you? I'm selling them to you, but you're not paying me with money. What are you paying me with? Time. What else? Your attention, maybe. And ultimately, what coin am I looking for? What am I really looking for when I'm selling? When I'm selling an idea, and if I'm selling an idea, or I'm selling a way, a behaviour to you, I'm selling a new behaviour model, new ideas, and you're giving me your time. That's the very first sale that I make. You give me your time. The second sale I make is that you're giving me your attention. What else am I looking for you to do? Adopt it. Okay, take it on board. Ultimately, what do I want you to do with what I'm saying? Is that? Use it, yeah, down the line. But first of all, before you can use it, but after you've understood it, you've got to do something. Apply it. But don't you have to believe what I'm saying? You've got to believe it's going to work for you. So if you've got time here, and attention, then over here you're going to have understanding. Eventually, you're going to have belief. This is in the core. This is in here in more detail. So you're going to have belief. So who sort of sells a way to behave that ends up with you paying with belief? Any religion? So we're straight back to where we started. It's true though. If you follow these ideas of how to behave, you'll have a happier life, go to heaven or whatever. It's no different to what I'm talking about. Same concept. It's very much been involved with humanity for a very, very long time. And in many ways, I am saying to you, follow these ideas and you will have a happier life. Because what makes your life happier? Money. It's part of it. Selling. Who said selling? Results. But why is selling make you happier? Why does it make you happier? Not only money. Money's the second. You get the buzz of what?
Giving someone
Yes. It's like being. This is why it's better to be a salesperson than be Premier League footballer. Because they may only get, if they're really good, 30 moments of glory a year. You get that a week. Okay, so let's look at what's really going on, because the thing is, you're not paying with money. The customers aren't paying you with money. They first of all pay you with their time to listen to you. Then they pay you with their attention, understanding, belief. And when they believe that what you're saying is right, then they're going to buy from you. Not until then do you get their money. The money is the least important part of it, and yet salespeople think it's everything. But it's nothing. It's not important.
Having now watched that video, we can click next and move on to the longer questions. So, Sales Training Module 1, Section 2. If there is a seller, there must also be a buyer. And as you can see, that checkbox is already ticked with a score for 2. Now, as you can see on this screen, we've also got the ability to upload images. And in the live version for the trainees, the answers wouldn't be shown. The answer is buyer. There is a seller, there must be a buyer. If the person's made notes when they watch the film, this will be fairly easy. If they haven't, it's more of a struggle. Click next, and we move on to the next section. What can the it transferred from seller to buyer B. There is more than one correct answer. Now on the previous screen, the answers were there. If they paid attention, this is easy. If they didn't, it's going to be difficult. This is all about training people to learn. Clicking each will give you the highest score. And as you can see, we've got the answers here and the scores in green that wouldn't be there for the trainees. And we'll click next to move forward. What is the most important thing in the following list? How much money the product or service costs, the ability of the salesperson, the competition's product or service, the product or service itself, the time of day you're calling, what the customer wants to do, and what your brand is. And the reason this question scores 4 is that it deals with the attitude of a salesperson. Here, it's what the customer wants to do. If they're customer-centered, you've got a good salesperson. If someone's only interested in the price, then you know that this person sells on price, and as a result, they're going to be not as good as the person who does what the customer wants to do. Click next to move on to the next question. What is a consideration? If you'd paid attention in the film, you'd know that that is what you use to pay for something. If you didn't, you're likely to score nothing. Moving on to next question 5. Only one answer here. What do they pay with? Now in this instance, I've actually put the answers up here. If they've been paying attention, they'll understand what I'm saying. It's their time. If people think that it's with money and they're not reading the question properly, this will definitely penalise people who are trying to rush or not taking a training seriously. It's a little bit like a double-blind test. Clicking next will take you through to the next section, which is if customers pay you with their time. What's the second thing? It's their attention. Clicking through takes you through, and we should have passed with 100%, and we've moved on. Now, if we go to the test results page, you'll see that the tests that we've taken are here, and that we can see that people are passing. So that concludes the process of how a training video works with USP Training.